He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Enter Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher whose ideas stormed the bastions of traditional thought. Born on October 15, 1844, Nietzsche emerged as a scholarly prodigy. By 24, he was the youngest to chair classical philology at the University of Basel. However, persistent health issues forced him to resign 10 years later, setting the stage for a decade of profound intellectual output. A mind that questioned everything, Nietzsche's journey was as tumultuous as it was brilliant. At the young age of 24, Nietzsche burst onto the academic scene, a prodigy in philology. Appointed to the prestigious chair of classical philology at the University of Basel, he was the youngest ever to hold the position. During this transformative period, Nietzsche's life intersected with that of Richard Wagner, a towering figure in music, whose influence seeped into Nietzsche's own evolving thoughts. The philosopher found himself increasingly drawn to the profound questions of existence and culture, questions that philology alone could not answer. This intellectual restlessness led Nietzsche to pen The Birth of Tragedy, his first major philosophical work. In it, he explored the undercurrents of Greek culture, proposing that the forces of Apollo and Dionysus were central to the development of tragedy. This bold juxtaposition of the rational and the irrational opened new avenues in philosophical inquiry and criticism. Nietzsche's philosophy began as a deep dive into the origins of culture and morality. What if everything you believed in was built on a shaky foundation? Imagine the ground beneath you not as solid earth, but as a network of ideas, each questioning the very fabric of truth and morality. This was the philosophical landscape that Friedrich Nietzsche cultivated with his groundbreaking concepts. At the heart of Nietzsche's philosophy lies perspectivism. This idea suggests that there are many different interpretations of the world, each shaped by the individual's unique perspective. To Nietzsche, there is no absolute truth, only various perspectives that cannot be universally validated. Then there's the concept of the Übermensch, or Overman, which challenges the conventional metrics of success and morality. The Übermensch represents an ideal higher state of being, striving to rise above traditional values and create a life that is an artistic masterpiece in itself. Nietzsche also introduced the stark dichotomy of master-slave morality. He argued that traditional morals often stem from an enslaved mentality which values kindness, humility and sympathy. In contrast, master morality values pride, strength and nobility. This critique turned the tables on conventional moral systems, suggesting they were a tool of control rather than a means of ethical guidance. Another revolutionary idea was the doctrine of eternal return, which posits that all events in the universe will recur, infinitely. For Nietzsche, this concept was a litmus test for measuring the value of one's life. Could you desire to live the same life over and over again? Nietzsche's thoughts pushed the boundaries of traditional philosophy, urging a re-evaluation of values and truth. In 1889, Nietzsche faced the darkest phase of his life, one that would cloud his legacy for decades. At the age of 44, he suffered a severe mental collapse, marking the end of his productive years. This collapse was characterized by a complete loss of his mental faculties, leading to his living under the care of his mother and later his sister, Elisabeth Forster Nietzsche. Elizabeth took control of his unpublished manuscripts after his death. However, her editorial decisions were far from faithful to her brother's original thoughts. She reshaped Nietzsche's works to align with her own ultra-nationalist beliefs, significantly distorting his views. Nietzsche, who was explicitly opposed to anti-Semitism and nationalism, was posthumously misrepresented. This misrepresentation played a role in the adoption of his philosophy by proponents of fascism and Nazism, further complicating his legacy. It wasn't until the mid-20th century that scholars began to correct these misconceptions, striving to restore the integrity of Nietzsche's original ideas. Misunderstood, manipulated, yet immensely influential, Nietzsche's philosophical journey was as tragic as it was transformative. More than a century later, Nietzsche's ideas continue to resonate and provoke. In the swirling cultural revolution of the 1960s, a resurgence of interest in Nietzsche's philosophy marked a significant moment. His provocative notions of the Übermensch and the will to power found new life among thinkers and artists who challenged societal norms and sought to redefine values. Nietzsche's influence extended broadly across various domains, In art, his ideas infused works with themes of existential challenge and the affirmation of life in the face of despair. Literature too saw characters and narratives wrestling with Nietzschean dilemmas, exploring deep existential themes and the deconstruction of traditional morals. Contemporary philosophy remains indebted to Nietzsche's approach as well. His perspectives on perspectivism, the critique of truth, and the genealogy of morals continue to fuel debates and inspire philosophical discourse. His thoughts push scholars and students alike to question the underpinnings of their beliefs and the structures of society. Nietzsche's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of challenging the status quo and exploring new frontiers of thought.